Welcome guys, welcome to the channel here. I want to give you this demo here. I created a login and a registration, and it's a work in progress. I'm trying to master React, and I wanted to make this video for you guys. So on the first video, I created the backend using ASP.NET Core. I used .NET 8, and I'm using Swagger for the backend. So here, as you see on the demo here, I'm actually connected to the database. I'm using SQLite, but you can use any database. So here I'm using a Swagger for the testing here, like so you can actually log in, register using Swagger into the application. But I decided to use React instead of Angular because I want to make more videos using React. Seen a lot of videos online where React it's a very popular framework, and also to a lot of jobs now they want you to master Angular and React, so not just one JavaScript framework. They want you to know both. So it's good to have multiple frameworks that you can show in your portfolio, that you can can multitask. So it's always a plus. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and if you also try to learn React, feel free to follow along, and let's watch the full video. All right, guys. All right, guys. Welcome again. This time right here, we're going to be building the application here, and we are going to be going to this is what we've done so far. This is I done the backend. Using ASP.NET Core, and then so what we're gonna do is we're gonna open the command prompt here, and then we're gonna do is we're gonna cd. Actually, no, we're not gonna cd. We actually got to create a new project. So here I got up the startup guide for Vite. So we're gonna create npm create Vite latest. So we're gonna copy that inside the command prompt. So we're gonna copy that and let the magic start. So hopefully you guys having a good day. So I'm very excited. This is I've done a lot of applications in React, but this so this right here, once you hit enter, it's going to ask you what do you want to name the project. So you can name it client, you can name it front end, you can name it appointment, you can name it your first application in React. So here it gives you option to select TypeScript. I am going to select TypeScript plus SWC. It also gives you JavaScript, SWC, but now I'm selecting TypeScript. So here it's going to give you the actual version. So I am going to CD into the client, and once I CD into the client, I should be able to see it over here inside my Vscode. So inside the Vscode here, I need to go ahead and select. I need to navigate to the application that I created, which is mine. It's going to be CD client, and here I have two. I have one for the back end and one for the front end. So here I'm going to go ahead and CD to the API, so that way I can have two different terminals connected. So whenever I'm going to need to go back to the back end, I can actually navigate to that one. But here I am going to go ahead and clear the terminal. And here you can do, in order for you to run the application, you have to do is npm run dev. Of course, it's not going to work right now because I haven't installed the npm packages. So in order for you to do that, so it's actually telling you it's not going to be running. So here, if you navigate back to the website, to the guide, it actually tells you here, in order to make it work, you have to do is npm install, and then you can actually do the npm run dev. So you're just going to do that. So this is one of the ways to create. I think the old style has been already deprecated, so that means it's no longer the old way. Used to be, I think it's npm create React application, something. It was like that. It was way before my time when I was trying to learn how to when I was working with Angular, but not with the React. So I decided to do React. One of the reasons is because there's a lot of applications there up there that they use React, and then also the backend. A lot of companies, they want you to have a very strong, secure foundation on .NET Core. So it's more popular. It's a very popular framework for the backend, so it's more secure. So React, from what I've seen a lot of videos, I did a few. Very simple. Okay, so here I am going to go ahead and hit npm install, and that's gonna take a bit, still loading. But yeah, so me working with React, it's been a little bit of challenge, because not a little, not I would not say challenge. I think it's something new to me, because this React, like, you have to install packages. Like, for example, if you need to do the routing, it's not included on the framework, so you have to manually install that package. And then the other one too, like, for example, Axios, in order for you to do API request. Okay, so here is running. So you will have to, before I forget, so you have to do Axios in order to do API requests. So with Angular, it's a little bit different. Angular already uses the HTTP client, so you can do API calls with that. So here is the index HTML. It gives you the app TS. This is where we are going to be in doing the routing. So I am going to go ahead and remove that. But yeah, here is the config. This is where I'm going to change the port, because normally by default it gives you I think it's port 53001, but I want to change it to a different one. I want to change it to port 3000. So this is one of the things I'm going to change. And then once I change that, I can run the application again. So it already, cool thing about this Vig, it loads up pretty fast. You can just do npm run dev, and then see it's going to open it up in local 3000 now. So let me go ahead and run it. Okay, there it is. It's open. So nothing has changed. The only thing I've changed so far is the port 3000. So, and then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install the React router down. So that's what I was talking about. Like, so you have to install it separately. So not a big deal. It just takes a couple extra seconds. But so once I have that installed, I am going to install one more package, which is the npm. I think it's called Lucid React. It's for style. So I am going to install that, because I'm going to need that too for style. And then the last one I'm going to do is walk you through how to install Tailwind CSS. And you know, they actually updated the Tailwind CSS. It's actually version 4, and it's a lot easier to do the installation. So it's a bit different, but it's easier. So here I'm actually in the Tailwind CSS, and it says version 4, and the installation is a lot less compared to version 3. You can still use version 3 if you want to, but I think version 4 it's a lot easier to do it. So I'm going to show you how to do it in this video here. So right now it's running on port 3000, but I'm gonna go ahead and stop it. All right, so the next thing is telling you to go to Vig. You have to install this plugin, and you have to go inside the Vig configuration, and we are going to copy the plugin, and we also going to import. So that's what we're also going to do. So this is going to take a bit. So let me see. Oh, I already did it. Okay. So once we do that, then we're going to go ahead and inside here where it says React, I'm going to go ahead and copy Tailwind CSS. Actually, I'm going to do it below this React. So Tailwind CSS and React they go one-on-one. So it's pretty straightforward. It doesn't take a lot of time to learn. Like, all you got to do, if you want to learn Tailwind CSS, you just have to learn CSS styles, just normal style, and then all you have to do implement it inside the HTML. So here I'm going to go ahead and import this on the top, and the last thing that you got to do, it's going to be not the last thing, almost the last thing. So you have to go inside the Tailwind. I'm sorry, not. You have to go inside your CSS, which is mine is actually, I have two. I have one is app CSS, and the other one is called index CSS. So I'm gonna import it inside here, inside the app CSS. I'm gonna go ahead and import that, and the other one I am going to delete it. The other one is not needed. All you need is just one single one. And then you can go to the main TS. you want to go ahead and delete the extra import, because when it compiles, it's not gonna work, because it's gonna ask for the extra library that you're missing, or the extra package, or where's the extra. So whenever you remove something, you definitely got to take it out. So see that is gone. I'm gonna go ahead and save it, and see, now I'm just leaving the app CSS. So the next thing, the last thing you got to do now, it's I am gonna go back to the website, back to the Tailwind CSS. And I'm going to go ahead and copy the example here, the one that says form vol underline. I'm going to copy that, and so that way I know if make sure that way I know that it's working. So I want to make sure that the Tailwind CSS is actually imported and it's working inside the React application. So I'm going to go ahead and remove. All of this. I'm going to go ahead and remove it. I'm going to name this one. Also, another thing too, I was going to ask you guys. So have you guys tried Copilot inside the Vscode? I don't know if you guys worked with that before, or see what you guys think. So yeah, if you are working with them, if you can share on the bottom of the video and see what you guys think about it. If it's helping you if it's making you more efficient, if it's helping you with your projects. So I'm over here, I'm removing all of these extra packages that we're not going to need this. So I'm here, I'm going to put h1, and I'm going to go ahead and import the class. So another thing too, I know React has been around for a little bit. Another thing too, the class name, which is the style. You got to use class name. You can't just use class. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and reload it. And the hello, it has the underline. So the style, it is actually working. So we're good with the style. So the next thing we are going to be creating, we're going to be creating some extra folders, and we're going to be importing a couple more packages too, like Axios, for example. We're going to be doing all of that. Right, guys, so this is the next part. We are going to work inside the app TSX, and we are going to be here importing the router inside the app TSX. And inside here, we're gonna what do you want to do on the top? You want to use, to get rid of the underline red there, you have to use browser router, and then you're gonna use as router. And then that's how you will hold on, I messed up. Let me just go ahead, control dot, and that will import it on the top. And here I'm gonna rename it. I'm gonna use browser router as router. So again, this is way different than Angular. Angular, you know, it already came in with routing built in, but this one we had to import it from. We had to import the library on the application. So here I am going to import routers with the S, and let's go ahead and get rid of this. Let me hit control dot. Let's go ahead and update the imports inside there. So then here what we're gonna do is create our first routing, like so we can navigate through pages. Sorry about that. That was my phone just went off. So here we're gonna put router, and we're gonna put the path. Like if you wanted to go to the home, to the login, to the register when they open the application, we're gonna put the path. And then you want it once you do that, then you want to put you want to implement the element. And the element, inside the element, you're going to go ahead and import, for example, it could be the login, it could be the register. I know right now it's underlined like that, but it's because I haven't created the page login. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and go to the SRC, and I'm going to create a folder. and this one I'm going to call the pages, and then there's going to be another one for components. So let me create another folder. This one is going to be called components, and inside there I'm going to create my first file. It's going to be, this one is going to be login tsx, and that is because we are going to be using TypeScript here. TypeScript here, and here inside there, in order to get this basic template, you're going to have to type in RFCE, and that gives you this basic template here. This is the main TS. So let's go back over here. So now I can hit Control Dot, and it's going to import. It's going to import right there from the pages. So in the same thing, you can do the same thing for the register. So far so good. All right. So another thing too, I don't know if you guys noticed, like now, you know, we have a lot of tools like the AI that can help you troubleshoot the, especially if you're building an application. So I don't know if you guys have used Copilot. It gives you like a lot of suggestions how to, you know, it give you examples and everything. So I end up installing it to the Vscode, and yeah, it's quite a bit. It's actually makes things a lot easier, especially when I'm building an application. It gives you a lot of suggestions. I mean, it's very good. It's like having your own personal mentor, kind of like that. But yeah, it's not perfect, but it's there. So the same thing for the register. We did the same thing here, and now we can actually go ahead and start up the application. Let's see if it works. Actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and bring the Axios into React. So let's go ahead and copy that npm. So if you want to read more about it or look for more examples, you can actually navigate to that website there. So here I'm going to go ahead and do the npm install Axios. So we are going to need that, and I am going to create like a separate folder. Like normally in Angular we create a folder called services, so that's what I'm going to do also too. After we can create a separate, so that way the components will be lighter. So I'm going to create a service. So here, just waiting for this to install. Yeah, so but again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow. You know, that's all I'm asking. You know, if you can just follow, help the channel grow. I'm not asking for any money, nothing. I'm just asking for your support. I appreciate it for the people that already been following me, and I appreciate for the comments that you guys leave in my videos. So pretty cool. So anyway, so this is the login component, and then we have inside the RC we have, for example, the assets for like pictures. So let me see. All right, so now we are going to create another folder. Let's focus about the service. So here inside the folder API, I'm going to create a folder. It's going to be called auth for authorization TS. And here we're going to create inside here we're going to create we're going to use Axios. So we're going to create a function so we can go ahead and make the calls for login and also for the register. So here inside here I'm creating the interface, and it's going to be called auth response. And inside there we're going to need a token, and the token is actually a string. So, and then also what else we're gonna need a username, and then the username of course is a string. And once we have the interface, that's called the interface, and actually you can actually implement that in a separate folder. And all these, like, you know, what I like about React, it doesn't really tell you, it doesn't have like the organization of files. They don't have to follow the same. They can be different as long as the application works. So about Angular, you know, it gives you this whole framework. So it's like you have to follow pretty much everything, and that can be good, and it can be also bad. You know, like you have more flexibility with React. So here it gave me it gave me the compiler gave me a basic template. So we're gonna do some changes. So I'm building the application, the .NET Core, because I need to find out. I forgot what the the controller is. I think it's API account controller. I think it is. So that's what I'm doing. I'm building it. So we're gonna change this. So I got this application open, and we have to change that localhost 5036. I'm gonna have to put that up there, so that way we can do the API calls. So we're gonna go ahead and copy that. So, and then also where it says API, so we have to change the add to account. Make sure you put it to account. It has to match the backend from Swagger. And inside there we have, this is for the login, to be able to log in. So inside here, see how it's giving you the, so it's suggesting how to do it. So yeah, you can either follow, or you can follow what I'm doing, so you guys can get the same thing. So inside here we're gonna actually implement a lot of try and catch, so that we can, you know, find any errors. So we're going to do the try catch, and then we're going to create a variable. It's going to be called constant, and it's going to be a response, and we're going to use a wait, and then we're going to do Axios, and we're going to post. We're going to use the post because we're going to implement a login. And inside there is this is the API URL. That's the one we created. And then what we're going to do, once we have that, then we want to go ahead and make sure it's a login and a password. And you can return the response data. That's what it's going to be. And also another thing too, like if you have any errors, you can try to do control dot and hover whatever it's underlined, and it will definitely sometimes it will walk you through the whole thing, so that way you can find the error inside the application. So when it builds up, see, in the ASP.NET Core we call it compile because it compiles the whole thing, and in React it's when it gets built they use the word, when they use the build. So here inside the catch, I want to go ahead and put make it type any. Inside there, I want it to, the catch to throw an error, so I'm going to use error response that data. Actually, no, let's make it different. Let's do throw error that response that data. You can do, or yeah, that's pretty much you can do, and that's how you let's just go ahead and pass a message too. Once it creates an error, it says login fail. Okay, we're gonna also need another one for register. So inside there, we're gonna see how is the compiler is actually suggesting. You can follow along with. You can actually, you know, take whatever compiler is suggesting, or you can, you know, follow along with the video. So here, you know, everything I want to make is asynchronous. So inside there, we're going to pass few parameters. So we're going to use one for the name. We're going to use one for the email. The email is going to be a string. Okay, so here we're going to implement some parameters. So it's going to be, so again, so in order for you to register, you're going to need a name, email, password, and also going to need a confirmed password. And I'm going to implement the roles to make sure, you know, because on the back end I'm actually using roles, and this one is I'm gonna make that string. Okay. Okay, so here then we're going to use the same thing. We're going to pass a promise. The promise is going to be, it's promised that we're going to pass a message and, you know, email, password. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So this right here is just kind of like, it's just like plain JavaScript pretty much, but React makes things a lot easier. So here we're going to implement another try, and we're going to put up catch. So Yeah, it saves definitely. I mean, I found a little. Actually, we found a lot of. We found a lot of. I found. I'm saying. I found a lot of difference between Angular and React for sure. A lot of stuff different. Getting used to it is also like different. For example, in Angular, we use ng generate components. So this one here, you have to create the folder, then you have to create the file, and then you can use the startup. You can type in RFCE. So yeah, there's a big difference between React and Angular. Yeah. So okay, so inside here where it says try, I want to go ahead and create. Let's go ahead and create a variable, which is going to be called response. So inside there, we're going to pass the URL to log in. I'm sorry, to register. So we're going to pass parameters, so which is the password, and then we also going to do confirm password, and then we're going to pass one for the role name. Cool. So far so good. So inside there, so and let's get rid of the, once we pass the role names, we're gonna close out that, and then after that is finished, we're gonna have to save the data, so that will save it into the backend. So here we're gonna do is return response that data, and to see the error disappear. Okay, so now we have that, but we're having a problem with the throwing an error. Let me see why I'm still getting the error. So in the bottom over here, we're going to do is I want to change this, and we're going to call this spore constant logout, and we want to pass a promise. And you can take this suggestion, or you can copy mine. Yeah. So yeah, definitely React is definitely, I've seen a lot of videos in React. It's like, man, a lot of videos you can do. A lot of people doing SaaS and everything. So it's very popular, very popular framework. So here inside there, because we're logging out, we're not returning anything. We're not going to return a promise. So we just put let's just put down boy. And inside there, we're going to do is local storage, so that way you can remove the token. When you log in, you create a token every time. So that's that. So also another thing too, I was going to say the underline, even though it has underline errors on it where it says errors type any, the application will still build up just fine. It will I was not gonna say compile. I was gonna say it will build up. It will build up, and then it will work just fine. So anyhow, so here's the URL. This is the one we're going to be using. So I'm putting. I was just putting an example here. How would they get a login? How, after that account. So here is the login. This is the actual component of the login. So the login, we have the basic template that has been created, and inside there, start using a function. I want to use the arrow function. So inside there, we're going to type in React dot FC. See, now we got rid of the error already. All right, cool. So now here, let's go ahead and destructure something. And we're gonna implement the use stay and the use effect. So here inside the login, in order to log in, you're gonna need an email. So we're gonna go ahead and bring that in. So it's gonna be email, set email. So I noticed, like, whenever you destruction stuff or you declaring a variable, you got to use the constant. For example, it could be constant dot name, set name, something like that, and then you will put down use state or use yeah, I think it's called use state, and then those are called hooks. So then we're going to need a password, and then we're going to do password set password, and this one is going to use use state, and it's going to be a string. So that's it. And also we're gonna, because we're going to be able to log in and navigate to the page after the dashboard, so I'm gonna create one also for the navigation. So here where it says the error, inside the error whatever, and the state is use state whatever, that one you can declare as null also, so it's not gonna break the application. So, and here let's go ahead and create a constant navigation. Actually, no, let's create the constant handle submit, and then we're going to put down async, and we're going to pass an event, and inside the event we're going to pass a form event, React form event. Okay, so I'm looking for the HTML form element. So inside here, this is what we're going to be working on over here. All right, so here we're going to put down event prevent default. And also another thing too, all these hooks that the React use is just as state management. So they have like use effect, use context. They have many. They have many. But the ones, the more popular ones there are used, they're actually they're pretty much the use reference, the use reduce, use effect. So, but yeah, they're very popular. They're used quite a bit. So, so here we're gonna do again a try catch, so we can catch any errors on it. So that we're gonna do is let's create we're gonna create a variable called constant response, and then this is just a suggestion that was done by Copilot. Yeah, I think that's what it's pronounced. So I mean it's very handy. So here I am going to go ahead and import from the API. So you can hit Control dot. See, because it's saying login cannot be fine, but it's actually, if you hit Control dot, it will import. That is from my service, and voila, we got rid of the error code. So this is the component for the login. See, so it's going to set up. It's going to give you a token, so it's going to save it into the local storage. And let's use over here, instead of what the Copilot suggested, we're going to be using JSON stringify, and we're going to do and then when it's navigate, once you log in and everything, I want it to navigate to the dashboard. So we haven't created the dashboard page yet, so we're going to have to create that. Okay, so then and inside the error, you can actually pass a message. So you can actually put down login fail, unable to log in. You can do all of that. So now we can actually go into the fun part, which is the HTML. Yeah. So anyways, guys, so hopefully you guys this video here is helping you to build your own login and register. And if it does, make sure you leave your any thoughts on the bottom of the video, and let me know how it's helping you, or but yeah, hopefully you can continue watching my video and go with me in this journey of learning React. So okay, so here it's we're gonna go into the HTML. Here we're gonna create a div, and we're gonna use a class name, and inside the class name we're gonna use some just style CSS. This thing is it's a little sensitive here. So inside there, so see how the Copilot is actually suggesting. Let's see if it suggests anything. Yeah, actually suggesting some stuff over here. So inside there, we're gonna do flex just to Oh, just to center, item center, actually suggesting. So we're gonna go with that, and we're gonna use the background gray. We're gonna make it 100, and so let's go ahead and close out the div, and let's get rid of these error codes. And now we're gonna go here and let's create another. Let's create the form. Inside the form, let's give it a style. We're not going to need the action, so here we're going to do unsubmit, and this is just an event. We're going to pass an arrow function here. I'm sorry, handle function, handle submit fun. We have to create that, of course. No, actually we don't have to create because we already created on the top. And that we're gonna go ahead and type in the class name. Let's give it a background white. Let's do padding 6. Let's make it a shadow. Let's make a shadow large, and let's make it round, and let's make it large. And I think we're gonna give it a width of 96. And inside there we're gonna need inputs. But before that, let's go ahead and give it a title here. So this is gonna be called login. So let's go ahead and give it a class name. Inside the class name, let's go ahead and style the title. So let's put down text 2XL. So we don't want to have a small one. And let's give it a font. Let's give it a font bold, and also let's do a MB-4, and let's do text center because we want to center the text. And let's type in login. So once we have that, let's go ahead and focus on the errors. Inside the errors, I'm going to go ahead and give it a class of text red, and it's going to be 500. And then let's do text. Let's go ahead and center it out, and let's put the errors. So it's pretty cool. So how you can write the actual JavaScript inside the same login TSX. See, normally in Angular you will create a component. You will have one for the HTML, one for the CSS, and one for the TypeScript. So it would be three separate files. So here you can actually do everything, all in the same file. But it it gets divided, of course. So it's pretty cool. It's just a way way different. So here is just the input form, and we're gonna make it's gonna be type email, and we want to put down placeholder email, and of course we're giving it a style here, which is the width. It's gonna be full padding 2. So inside here on change, we want to pass an event, and we're gonna use the set email. And whatever value that is going to be passing through. So now we have to let's make it require, and of course we have to close the input. Okay, so that's for the email. Then we're going to need one for the password to log in. So let's go ahead and copy that input, and let's go ahead and make one. Actually, let's copy the whole thing, but with the CSS, with the div. So now we have that. All we got to do is change it. We go ahead and change it to password, and it's going to be, instead of saying set email, it's going to be set password on the bottom. Yeah, so anyways, so again guys, so let me know what you guys think. All right, so here and on the bottom I'm going to change it to set password. And you got to pass a you also got to pass a submit button on it on the bottom. And I think I'm going to go with the suggestion the compiler is actually providing, so I'm going to go ahead and go with that. Actually, I'm going to change this to a PY. Let's make it so far so good, no errors at all, everything's pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and start up on the application. So I'm gonna do npm run dev, and it's gonna build out the application. And you know what I forgot to do? I'll let you guys guess. Let me see if you guys get it. I don't know if you guys can see the underlines. I forgot to import all of this. I forgot to import the use state. I forgot to import that. You guys not saying anything. Come on, guys. All right, so now that we have that, so we can go into the login. The login form. Of course, you got to put down login in the front of the localhost. So let me go ahead and try to log in. So I need to go to the backend. I forgot what was the let me go back to the backend. I want to make sure everything's correct. Let's go ahead and close up all these pages, all these extra pages. So everything looks good there. No errors at all. And then now, so what I'm going to do is I'm trying to remember what password I did for the members that already got on the back end. I think I'm going to use the admin to log in. So yeah. Anyway, so if you get stuck something, make sure you send me a message on the bottom of the video, and I'll try to help you out too. So here I am gonna before I do that, let me go ahead and create a admin area. So I forgot, when you log in, it's gonna try to direct you to the dashboard. So that's what we're gonna need. We're gonna create an area where it says dashboard.tsx. So here we're gonna use our RFCE, and it's gonna be named dashboard. And actually, you know what? Let me show you a different one too. You can actually do RAFC, and it's gonna use the arrow function instead of the regular function. So here I'm gonna use H1, and I'm gonna name it dashboard. I'm gonna name it dashboard. Yeah. So now that we have that, so when you log in, it's gonna navigate to the dashboard. So everything looks good there. Everything looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and log in. I'm trying to remember what was my password. So let me go back. Let me go where my DB is located, and I'm gonna go to users, and actually I'm gonna use the name to log in. So it's actually not the name, the email. So I'm gonna use admin at gmail.com, like that. And I have multiple passwords. Let me try this one first. I know it's not gonna work. Nope, it's not gonna work because it didn't match. Let me go back to, let me go ahead and hit inspect, and let's go to the console, and it says server is giving you unauthorized. So it's not letting me, because I think it's because of the password. And yeah, so yeah, the console comes very handy, especially if you're trying to connect to the back end. So try to remember. Okay, Swagger. What I'm going to do is I am going to let me try it out, because also another thing too, like when you're working with the back end and the front end, you can actually, because the application is separate, so sometimes the problem could be just the back end, and sometimes it could be the front end. So how do you know? So what you do is if you create an application, you want to test the back end first. If everything works, then then your problem might not be the backend. It could be the so here I'm putting the password so I can show you guys. See, it says invalid username or password. So I think it was not that one. It's actually, let me try the other one. Let me execute this so that way I know my backend is working. Yeah, so it logged in. So now I know what the password looks like, and I am going to go ahead and try it. And voila, I'm inside the dashboard. So it is working. It's working great. So now I know it's working. That's a cool thing, see? So it wasn't that bad. So React is pretty cool. So yeah, maybe I mean, this is it took me a little longer because I needed to figure out what libraries and what packages I needed installed, and I needed to figure out too the you know, if I was going to use Bootstrap or if I was going to use Tailwind. But yeah, so anyways, I am going to use this same example here, and I'm going to copy it inside the inside here where it says dashboard to give it a different style. Oh, okay, it's not working. Why is it not working? Let me go ahead and log in again. Go ahead and log in. Okay, it says dashboard. Okay, why is it not working? Let me try to think. Yeah, that's what happens when you work with a new framework. Trying to get used to it. So, okay. So I think I figure out what it is. What it is, you have to go here inside the routing, and you have to let it know that it's, you know, you're trying to navigate. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the when it says register, I'm gonna change it to dashboard. Okay, dashboard, and then I'm gonna go ahead and import the dashboard. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna type in dashboard. See how I have automatically imported the page. So now see the underline is there. So, and it compiles real fast too. That's what I like about the React. But yeah, it has a lot of positive things, a lot of feedbacks. I mean, a lot of applications have been built, you know, and for example, Facebook use it because they created that, of course, you know, and Google uses Angular. So yeah, it's two big frameworks there. But all right, so here now we're going to be focusing inside the register. So we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to use the hour function. So here we're going to do react.fc. So inside here, we're going to work and see over here, we're going to work on the JavaScript here. So we're going to use again, we're going to use the use state. We're going to use the hooks. So we're going to type in the name and going to set name. So inside the register, I have a name, I have a password, confirm password. We're going to use an email, and we're going to use the roles to register. So everything pretty much what we're going to need. So we're going to need that. And we're going to need to everything. For example, the email, you're going to put down email, and it's kind of like declaring a variable inside JavaScript. So you will do, for example, you have to do like constant name or something, and then you go document get element by ID. Kind of like that would be kind of like that. And then you can set it up to anti-stream. So this right here is it's a lot better. So you can declare on the top, and then you can create another function. So here also too, we're going to implement we're going to go ahead and implement navigation inside there. So when you register, I wanted to send this back to the login or something. So you can log in once you register. So here I'm going to type in confirm password, and it's going to be using use state, and it's a type string. So, and then, we're going to need one for the role, of course. And also, too, we're going to need one for the error. So, yeah. And once we have that out of the way, we can kind of move into the working into the creating a method for registering. So here for the role, I'm going to set patient as a default. So it's going to show patient when you try to register. It's going to be set up as a default. If you want to change it and put something else, you can. So here I'm going to create a variable. It's called constant navigation, and then use navigate. And Go ahead and import that, and actually let's go ahead and create the functions called handle submit, and this one is going to be async. I guess the Copilot kind of remembers what I was working on the other one from the login, so it's suggesting. So that's what I'm going to do. So it's going to use the HTML form element. I'm sorry, the React form event. That's what I'm going to do. So inside here, we're going to do prevent default, and we're going to use again try catch. So, and let's go ahead and use a if statement. So let's go ahead and this is going to be for the errors. For example, if the passwords don't match, we want to throw an error. So it says passwords do not match. That is for the passwords, because we have two different. We're going to have to confirm the password, and that's how you will confirm the password. So make sure that the password you create and confirm password, make sure it matches. So. So here I'm going to show you, you can actually use the, you can actually type it two different ways. So here you can use the try catch here, and of course inside the try catch you're going to have to pass some properties there. So let's go ahead and get rid of that one. Thank you Copilot for suggesting, but I'm going to do it a little bit different. So here I'm going to do an await. And I'm going to do a register, and let's pass the properties for the name, email, password, role manage, and don't forget the confirm password. So once we pass those inside the register, so then you want to go ahead and navigate to the login. Actually, let's go ahead and console log, and let's put down user register successfully, and let's go ahead now pass the catch error. And let's go ahead and I think I'm gonna go where it says registration failed. I think I'm gonna go with that, what Copilot is actually suggesting. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Oh, we can add up, let's put ahead and add up a second message which just says please try again. And let me go ahead and import that register API. So we're almost finished, so it's not too bad. Yeah. So then I want to go ahead and work on the HTML here. So let me go ahead and get rid of that register, and let's go ahead and use that div, and let's go ahead and style. So it is suggesting some stuff here on the for the CSS, the Copilot. So I think I'm gonna go with that, where it says justify center, item center, age screen, and background grade. So I think I'm gonna go with that. And here it's suggesting, because it's remembering from what I was using before. So I'm using the form, and I'm using the unsubmit, handle submit, and then I'm just using regular style there. So let's go ahead and close the form, and inside there we're going to pass some let's go ahead and pass the errors, and we're also going to pass the title too. So yeah, the Copilot is pretty cool. It's, I mean, you can use even ChatGPT to help you build the application, so it's a pretty cool tool. Yeah, I mean, Copilot or the AI, I don't think it's going to replace us anytime soon. So in order to become, hireable, you have to know the fundamentals. You can't just jump in and and you also have to build applications and show your. So here we go back. Let's type in register. Let's make sure. Let's go ahead and make sure it works. Let's make sure. Let's go ahead, hit inspect. Let's see what errors are we getting. it says use navigate is not being defined inside the register. So, and yeah, you know what it is the I forgot to import the use navigate from the router, but yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, you see how it says already. So when it's building the application, it actually tells you the line. So it actually, that's what I like about TypeScript. You know, it's phenomenal. A lot of applications are built in TypeScript. Let me see. Did it import? Yes, it did. Yeah, there it is. Now you can see it. Yeah, so I got rid of that. It just took a little bit. Normally compiles real fast. So then here, I am going to try to register as a new member. I'm gonna use the name here. I'm gonna type in a password, and it's not working. So also another thing too, like if you have trouble, so it's giving me a 400. So there's an error somewhere in the application. So I'm gonna go ahead. Another thing too that I was gonna suggest, like sometimes you can try the back end, make sure it's working, and then you can do the front end, because sometimes the problem could be on the front end, not the back end. So, or sometimes it could be that you roll everything good on the front end, but the back end, it's definitely the back end has a bug. So yeah, so those are the times where you're like trying to find the solution for the application, or you're trying to beat the deadline. And yeah, those are the fun times. Yeah. So yeah, so I have that. So I'm checking. Let me double check, make sure everything's correct. Here where it says register, I'm going to change it. Instead of putting boy, I'm going to change it to add response. And let me try to change that around. Here inside the Axios post, I'm going to go ahead and put down, I'm going to use the add response. And I'm going to try it again once I reload it and see if it works. Let's see if we can go somewhere with it. Yeah, let me type it in. Let me type in this wonderful password. I know the register failed thing. Please try again. At least that is working. So here inside the console, I'm checking, making sure. Sometimes you have to restart the application, and that way you can get it going again. Yeah, so looks good there. All right, guys. So I managed to log in and find out what the bug is. I'm going to show you guys in a bit, but yeah, so the application is working. I got it. So let me show you guys the login. It gives you this nice error on the top, and so if you put in the wrong password, so it's gonna ask you. It's gonna tell you it's a bad password. So yeah, see, I'm logged in. I'm in the dashboard, and this is the login now. The register now. I'm actually able to register. So yeah, it took me a little bit. And what it was is I messed up in inside the React. I type in the role name instead of putting just role. I put down role name, so it was not matching the backend. So here I'm gonna put in the password, and I'm gonna go ahead and select as a patient. So I'm registered now. So now it's asking me to log in. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to log in with the same name that I end up creating. So I'm gonna go ahead and type in the password, and I'm gonna show you guys, and I will show you too where I messed up. See, I logged in, so yeah. So back here inside the application, let me go ahead and go to the DB, and I can actually show you. See all this, all my users here that I have registered, so they're all working now. So it's pretty good. So now that I have that, so you could actually, pretty much you made it. But yeah, so the problem was that inside the API, I end up using instead of using instead of using name, role name, instead of using, I'm sorry, role, I end up using role name. Yeah, so that's what it was. So yeah, so again, like if you have a backend, like, you know, build like the user on, you create a backend, so you want to go ahead and test the backend, make sure, because sometimes the problem is not the front end, it's the backend. So here inside there, see, I don't know if you see, it says role. So inside my, I end up inside the React, I end up using React name instead of role. So that's pretty much was my, it pretty much was my mistake. I mistyped it. But a good thing I was able to catch the issue. And so inside there, see the application there. So you just got to go where it says API. All right, cool. So that's that. So see how it says role. Now I have role in there, but it's now we have to go back to where it says register. So inside the register, we have to change it also. Not inside the, not in the login, inside the register, because that's where we actually using the. So we have to change the instead of saying role name, you have to change it to just put down role, and that's it. That's pretty much what it was. It was just I mistyped the I mistyped, instead of using just role to match the back end, I end up using that. So, and that's what it was. But yeah, anyways, guys. So now I'm gonna use this time. To talk about, you know, the pros and, you know, like what do I think about React. I think it's a pretty cool frame. It's a not framework, a pretty cool library. There's a lot of things that I still gotta learn. Do I consider myself a pro with React? Not yet, but yeah, eventually I will master this and I'll be able to, you know, so I am going to be creating more videos with React, and also you know, of course I can't forget about Angular. But yeah, so my focus is to, you know, why stick around with one, you know, learn all of them, you know, create something. So, and then, you know, from there decide what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna stick around with Angular. But I want to try React because it's so popular, and I want to bring more content more videos based on React to you guys. But yeah, so, and then the .NET, of course, I love .NET. .NET is like, man, it's one of my favorite frameworks. You can, you know, do pretty much create an application in .NET, and I use just plain HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But yeah, and then, you know, and also too, I made a video where you can actually implement Tailwind CSS instead of using Bootstrap inside the application. But yeah, all right, guys. Well, make sure if you watch the whole thing, make sure you hit a like. Make sure you leave a comment on the bottom of the video. Let me know what you think, and I'll be bringing you more videos to you guys, and I'll be seeing you soon. So stay tuned for more. So, all right, peace and love, and keep coding. Don't give up. Continue going. All right. See you on the next video. Bye.